Well, thanks for having me speak about Adriatic Metals. I'm the CEO. My name's Geraint Harris. My background's mining engineering. The majority of my career has been in operations. My last operation that I worked at was Lachine, base metal mine, underground, zinc and lead in Ireland. And this is a picture of the last zinc and lead mine that was operating in Bosnia. It's our mine, it's Veovaca, open pit. And this is the management and board. What I'm going to do, because we've only got 10 minutes, is tell you what you may not know if you're above the story. And so the management and board, we've got a very high caliber management board, Julian Barnes, Peter Bilby, etc. Our focus is Bosnia, that's where we're operating. We've got two base metal projects. One was a formerly operating mine. And one of the key strategies that we have is to operate like a Bosnian company. And that means that we have extremely close relationships with the government at the federal level, at the canton level, and also the municipality level where we operate. Our head of regulatory is this gentleman, second from the right, called Milos Bosnjakovic, who was the original vendor of the project. And he spends the most of his time in Bosnia. And because of that, and our in-country team, the majority of our in-country team form the majority of our employees and are Bosnian. And because of that investment, we've had spectacular success in getting permissions and concession expansions. And we've just announced that recently our concession has been expanded considerably. And so operating as a Bosnian company in Bosnia and doing things from the inside out is critical for us. Bosnia is the jewel in the Balkans. It was always the heart of mining back to the 1400s. And unfortunately, since the Bosnian War ended in 1995, very little non-coal mining has returned to the country. In fact, there's only ourselves as the only public listed miner, plus another company called Minico, a British company which is private, operating as metal miners in Bosnia. That isn't because of lack of geology or prospectivity, because the geology is fantastic. We sit on a very similar Tethyan mineral belt geology to Serbia next door. Serbia is the hot place in Europe right now. You can see the M&A activity hotting up. And what we do have is very, very prospective ground. And we see Bosnia really where Serbia was 15 years ago. The barriers to entry to Bosnia, and why there aren't more junior miners than just us, are because of the very high cost of land ownership. I'll talk a little bit about that. What that means is we have to pay approximately 15 Aussie cents per square metre of concession that we want to explore on. So if you were a typical Western junior miner, you wanted to come into Bosnia, you'd have to pay $5 or $6 million just to get a concession to put an exploration license on, and that would be before you drilled a hole. So you can see with that high cost of concession, which is a one-off cost, lasts up to 5 years, and before you even can do any exploration, that is a barrier to entry for most people. Where we have the advantage is we've got two areas that were previously explored, plus we've got a large database of other prospects in the area which were previously explored under Yugoslav days, and so we can target our concessions based on those. Our share performance since IPO in May this year has been pretty good. We listed at 20 cents, and today we're just a shade over 60. And because of that, we feel that we're demonstrating exactly why we came to the ASX in the first place, and that was to get leverage for what we think could be great news flow and get recognized for that in our stock price. So we've been very fortunate that the ore body has conformed. This is a quick picture of Sarajevo. It's a beautiful city. I'm going to skip past that. This is the principal ore body that we're exploring now. It's called Repice. Repice is a very high-grade polymetallic deposit. its maximum depth is 240 meters under the surface, and the suite of holes that we've been putting in this year, their average thickness of holes is 30 meters. Their peak thickness is 66 meters of solid mineralization. And we put out quite a number of those 60-plus meter holes. The suite of metals in that drilling is lead, zinc, silver, gold, copper, plus barite. And barite is a component of drilling mud. It's an industrial metal. It sells for $200 a ton. For us, it's a very nice payable byproduct. The principal economics of this ore body are going to be the base and precious metals. What we have been doing, though, is pushing out from what was the Yugoslav drilling in the southern end of that plan view, and we've put all the red drilling in. So we've expanded the footprint by about 40% to the north, and this ore body is still open. And the reason we went on the ASX is because we knew that we could put out, or we had a very strong suspicion, we could put out good drill holes. The in-situ value of a lot of our rock is somewhere between $800 and $1,200 a ton, and get credit in the market for that drilling. And that's why our share price has done well. It's credit to the ore body. Long section and cross section through our ore body at Rapitse. You can see here on the left, this is the long section, and what this shows is, the laser's here. It doesn't work. Is that we've got, can you still hear me? We've got very consistent thickness. We're drilling basically to the right of your screen, and that's to the north. The mineralization there is still open. The last hole that we put in was over 60 meters thick, and with a zinc equivalent of well over 25%. And that's open. So in cross-section, you can see it looks like a thickened wing. And so what we're going to do is we're going to keep drilling along that trend, which you can see is to the north of that screen. And how we can do that is we've just expanded our concession footprint to be able to give us access to that area. So essentially there's nothing stopping us continuing to drill into that area now. Away from Rapitse, we also have a host of other drill targets. The most notable and the nearest term of which is Brestić-Jurašević, which is that blob, that very strong red blob, just to the southeast of Rapitse. Rapitse is in the north corner. Brestić-Jurašević was an area which was formerly explored by the Yugoslavs. They put 1,700 meters of underground development in and pulled out some very interesting grades which they sweeten the mill at the open pit. So we're looking to put some drills on there early in 2019. And so in addition to drilling off Rapitse and hopefully putting some more high-grade holes, high-grade results out of there, we're going to also be able to target a new discovery. And to the right of the screen there, that's our Veovaca project, which has a JORC resource on it. That JORC resource is 4.4 million tons, and as you see, that will sit quite nicely in an open pit because it was the basis. Is in the base of an old open pit, and it's very compact. In the call out there, you can see it. It's got a very potentially low strip ratio, and the combined grade of that open pit sitting at surface is just over 5% zinc equivalent. What does a ding ding mean? Oh, 0. Right. Thank you very much.